So in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to purl. Purling is, in a sense, the opposite action of knitting. And if you just keep knitting rows and rows and rows, you get what's called the garter stitch, which looks really similar to your, your purling side of the piece, which is these little bumps in a row. But to get a more traditional knit look, you're going to knit a row, then purl a row, knit a row, purl a row, and I'll show you how that's going to happen. And it'll give you the more traditional, V's or braids that if you look really close at knitted items, that they'll have on just the plain areas of the garment. So in my other videos, I showed you how to knit, and then when you want to start to get this look, you're going to start purling. So to begin purling, you're going to bring, where we used to take it from the front to the back to knit, purling, you're going to take it from the back to the front. And here's your yarn. You bring it around like that through the middle first, and then you slip the yarn to the back and off the top. So from back to front, round, to the back, and off the top. From front to back, or from back to front, around the middle. And see, you're going to catch this with the tip of your needle and just bring it to the back. And then you slip the whole thing off. And I know I was using that cream yarn in the other videos, which I feel like is easier to see, but I ended up making a cowl neck with it. Oops, yeah, I split the yarn there. I have 20 stitches on this needle. Okay. Now, you can see that it's adding to the knitted side. Now what we would do, now that we've purled, now we would knit this. And to knit, as you've seen in the other videos, you bring from front to back, loop it around, bring it forward and off the end, front to back, bring it forward. So essentially purling is the opposite action. Getting confused. You don't want to work too tight. You're not, trying to yank on this or anything. Just let the yarn sit where it sits. When I first started knitting, I think a lot of people do this. The tendency is to just keep getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until you can't move the knitting needles anymore. Okay, so that's our knit row. And then we would purl again. When you're doing complicated patterns, you do alternates of knitting and purling to get different effects. Again, so to purl, you bring it from front to back, or from back to front. bring it around, slip it to the back, and off. And the loop that you want to go through is the one that's on the needle. So there's this loop that's around the needle, and then there's this little bump underneath from the stitches before. You want to go through the one that's on the needle. And if you just keep continuing that over and over again, you could make like a pot holder, or if you go for a really long time, you could have a scarf. So in my next video, I'd like to show you guys how to cable.